All right, all right. It's 12:05 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States of America. I'm Justin Bondietti, Grant Cardone Last C, coming to you live, jumping on here just for a few minutes because I want to talk to you about 10x goals. 10x goals. Okay, so Grant Cardone has his book called the quote 10x quote book right here. Love this book. You can just open it up, flip to anything, and get some motivation out of it. It's great. But specifically, he has this one quote for 10x goals. And it talks about setting goals that match your potential and not your ability. Set goals that match your potential and not your ability. So I want to dissect that. I want to break that down just a little bit because, I find even for myself, I have found that there have been times that I have not the best mindset, the best perspective on my goals and my skills and my ability, my potential, and what I need to be doing. And it seeps into the rest of my life. And I find myself just kind of existing and going through the motions, just showing up, just doing things. I'm always about helping folks. I love helping people and working with people, right? But if I was to take that quote and think about my goals and my potential and my ability, three key words in that quote. Three key words in that quote. Set goals that match your potential and not your ability. Take those three words, goals, potential, and ability. Just go into Google or your favorite search engine and put in there define and then the word, right? So look up each of those three words and then think on those a little bit. That's what I did. And this is what I came up with is goal is a desired result. Desired result. So if I think about that, if my desired result is getting off work today and not closing any deals, and what I mean by that, by closing deals, is helping people, exchanging money for help. I'm helping them do stuff. I'm giving them a product or a service. I'm improving their life, helping them reach their goals. If my desired result at the end of the day is at least I showed up for work, but I didn't get any deals, I didn't help anybody, then I'm never going to do anything. I'm never going to get there, right? But if my desired result is, I hope I get a deal today. I hope I get 2 deals today. That goal is pretty small. I may or may not hit that because my mental thinking, my attitude won't result in the action necessary to hit that goal. I might be sitting around and be like, I only need to get one deal today. So, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. I got all day. I only need one deal. So, it's okay. It's okay if I take an extended lunch, maybe catch a Netflix episode on my cell phone or something, right? Or maybe just go browse YouTube. It's okay because I only need one deal. If that's your thinking, if that's your desired result, then if that's all you want to do in life, then some people, maybe that's just where they want to be, but you're not going to go very far. Businesses cannot survive on that attitude, on that perspective, right? Grant Cardone talks about businesses fail because they don't sell their products and services fast enough, like in quantities high enough and prices in quantities big enough and prices high enough to actually support their operating costs, expansion, paying, commissions, bonuses, all that sort of thing. So if the people that are on the front lines with the customer have a perspective, an attitude, a mindset of, I only need one deal today, that's not going to give you the desired result that you probably have subconsciously of, I don't want to have to look for another job. You want to keep your job, you want to keep your position. You might love your company and you want them to continue and you want to be there for 20, 30 years. Absolutely. It's awesome. So you need to have the right mindset, the right perspective on the desired result that you want. Okay. All right. So the next one I looked up was potential. So the quote we're talking about is set goals that match your potential, not your ability. And so we're talking about what that means real quick. That's what we're doing here. So we just talked about goals. Let's talk about potential. I got 2 definitions for you. I actually wrote them down because I didn't want to mess them up. I want to make sure I got it right. So there's 2 definitions I wrote down. Potential is capacity to become or develop into something in the future. The second definition, ability that may be developed and lead to future success. Future success. Both definitions involve the future. They don't involve your reality at this present time or your past. That's an important distinction. Because if we're talking about setting goals and we're talking about our future success and we're talking about our capacity to do that, if all we're doing is the same thing we did in the past, we're probably going to get the same result. We're not going to get those goals that we want, the bigger, better, or maybe, hey, you just want peace of mind. You just want to go retire, live out, like I would love to have like, I don't know, a mountain in Alaska that I can go out there and just, enjoy the summers and hunt and fish and things like that. That'd be amazing, right? I don't know how much that would cost. I should look that up, make that one of my big goals. But here's the thing is that's never going to happen if all I'm looking at is today's just like yesterday, doing the same thing, right? So what's your potential? Do you have the capacity to develop or become something else in the future for your situation? Do you have the ability to develop the ability that may be developed and lead to future success? Most of us would say yes. But you also got to understand too, if you have certain areas of your life that, for example, I'm not going to go probably be a marathon runner or an Olympic world champion at my age, and I don't desire to. I don't desire to have that result. So my potential, my capacity to become or develop into that in the future is non-existent because I don't desire that result. See how that connects? All right, and the third word I want to talk about is ability. The ability, all right? So the quote we're talking about for 10X goals is set goals that match your potential, not your ability. Not your ability. That's an interesting word. That caught my attention because why would I not want to set goals that match my ability to reach them? Right? That seems kind of weird. Here's the thing. Reaching your goals requires the ability to learn, to develop skills. Because here's the definition of ability. Skill to do something. Proficiency in an area. So you got to develop the skill. You got to develop the proficiency to reach your future potential. So if you're just looking at your abilities right now, and you're looking at what you've done in the past, you're letting that drag you down, right? It's holding you back. You're trying to run forward as fast as you can, but man, you're not going very fast because you're letting all that history behind you drag you down. It's really difficult to even comprehend or wrap your mind around the possibility of having a goal, a huge goal. You're like, man, I can't even imagine reaching that goal. And then what happens? You start taking action. Maybe you let go of all that. You start developing the skills. You start saying, no, I got a goal. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to Mars, whatever it is. Right. And then all of a sudden what happens? People around you start saying, what are you doing? You're working too hard, man. You need to take a break. You're going to burn out. Why you treat everybody that way? Why are you so busy? Why don't you just take a break? Come fishing with us. Like, relax. What are you doing? Hey, did you catch that Netflix show? No, man, I'm busy. I'm going somewhere. I'm doing something. I am operating at a level where if I don't operate like this, I am not going to hit my goal. I'm not even going to come close. But if my goal is lower, if my desired result is minimal, meaning like, oh, I only need a deal today. I don't, I hope the best result I can hope for today, kicking my feet up and watching a Netflix show. If that's your desired result, go. You're going to get it probably. You'll probably get there. But you're not going to get more than that. But if my desired result is to be like, how can I impact, I don't know, something huge. What if, as a sales coach, what if I could bring on like 10 people today and change their life by next week? Like help them realize the path forward and reach their goals. They're trying to work towards their potential over this next week. And like this month was the month that changed their life. That's huge. If I'm going to operate like that today, I don't have time to be watching shows. I don't have time to just be like, listen to people. Yeah, you're right. I don't want to burn out. I'm tired. Sleep is important, but you got to understand sleep is a tool. It helps you perform with zeal, with energy, with enthusiasm to help people, to help yourself, to be there for your loved ones. Your goals need to not only be monetary; they need to be goals with about your family, about what if you're a believer and you have faith, about your faith. It needs to be about how can I help people, your community right now. Like community is huge; it's important. Those are all goals. It doesn't always have to be money, but we need to understand that in our economy, the way the world works, your ability to have impact on other people often comes down to you, how many people you know, and how much resources you can bring to the table. And that could be either money or skill. Okay. So you need to think about that when you're thinking about your goals. So working this backwards. So the quote we're looking at in the quote book, the next quote book, this one right here, and it says, you set your goals that match your potential, not your ability. So if you're looking at that, you need to work that backwards if you're going to make your 10x goals. If you're going to make huge goals and inspire yourself to get motivated and to recommit every day, you need to work this backwards. Think about your ability right now and the ability you'd like to achieve. Like for salespeople, we'd like the ability to generate leads effectively in an ethical manner. And we like to have the ability to effectively overcome objections and help people make a great decision to do business with us. All right. And I always caveat that, like, we're not trying to push everybody to make a decision with us. I want to do business with people that I can truly, truly help. So we've got to understand that the sales conversation, this is a side note, the sales conversation is not only them trying to decide if they should do business with you, it's also you determining if you should do business with them. And I hope you approach it that way. All right, so we look at the ability, we got to look at the potential. Look at the potential. Do I have the capacity to do something bigger, more, do something other than where I'm at right now? And then goals, do I have the desire to get the result? What is that result I'm looking for? Like I said, it doesn't have to be money, but money helps make a lot of things work. So you need to work your goals that way. Once you have that figured out, once you identify what your goals are, and if you can't, you don't have to have 50 million goals. A lot of people have like 50, a ton of goals, all this sort of thing. You can limit it. Just think about, okay, with family, this is what I want to do. With recreation, this is what I want. This is the result I want. Fitness, this is the result I want. With money, with the people I do business with, this is the result I want. I want these type of testimonials, right? That's a goal. I want 50 testimonials that say this in the next 2 weeks. That's a great goal. Okay. Once you have that, there's 3 times you're going to be writing down your goals. You're going to write them down first thing in the morning when you get up, and you're going to be writing them down before you go to bed at night. And when you write them down, it doesn't have to take longer than 5 minutes. Can if you want. You need to think on your goals, write them down. Just write them down. Even if you have other things on your mind, just write down what your goal is. Make it short, sweet, simple, so it doesn't take you forever to write it down. There's a third time you write your goals, and that's when you're just not feeling it. You're just having a rough day. Maybe you're a salesperson and you're just getting shut down. Take 5 minutes. Go write your goals real quick. All right. So once you have your goals, I'm going to give you the next thing you're going to do with your goals is you're going to start identifying targets. So what is a target? A target is something that you're aiming for, right? You have to take actions to hit a target. So a target is little things. It's like little chunks of your bigger goal, right? What are the targets you would have to hit in order to reach your goal? And you're like, man, going to Mars, Justin, I can't even think about that. That's not even realistic for me. Realistic, right? Well, yeah, of course it's not. Our reality gets developed, right? The America wasn't realistic, 1,000 years ago. Now it is, right? Having civilian spacecraft in space, people thought, oh, that's fantasy, but it wasn't realistic, and now it is. So when people start telling you to have realistic goals, they're focusing on what you're able to do right now. You need to think about what Grant Cardone was saying, set the goals that matches your potential, your future capacity, not your ability, your current situation, your current ability. Okay. So once you have those goals and you set your targets, just kind of backtrack. Hey, what targets would I have to hit if it was possible? If it was possible, this is totally not possible, but if it was, what would I have to do to make it happen? What would have to happen for that to happen? And start working it back. Identify what you've got to start doing. Work it all the way back to right now. Even if your goal is going to take 1,000,000 years to hit, meaning like your great times 10 grandkids would have to do it because you're not around no more. Start backtracking what would have to happen. And then start taking the actions today. The first action. Keep it simple. Take the first action. Then the next thing. Then the next thing. Knock out one target at a time. You're not going to sit there and knock out 1,000,000 targets, 10 targets all at once. Knock out one. Finish your day today knocking out one target that contributes to your massive goal. All right, y'all. You know, I love this stuff. I am so thankful that I came across Grant Cardone. Changed my life, helped me in ways I couldn't imagine at the time. And I hope that somebody out there, this is helpful to you. All right, reach out to any Grant Cardone licensee. We're all around the world. And what we do is we help people, individuals. We do business with people. I don't do business with businesses. I do business with people. And I help people. I help them by applying Grant's training to their situation, their unique situation. All of us are unique. You could have a million car dealers across the world. Every salesperson in every dealership has a unique situation. All of us are special and unique in that way, right? We all have something different. So reach out to a Grant Cardone licensee that's near you and just have a call with them. Every licensee I know will have a conversation with somebody and see, they're going to have that conversation, see if they want to do business with you and if you want to do business with them. Okay. All right, y'all. Have a great rest of the day. I'll be back on at 5:05 p.m. Eastern time, and we're going to talk about closing the spouse stall close number 1. There's 4 of them. We're going to talk about the first one. All right, y'all.